phrase is a leveraged is a leveraged behavior, a leveraged act. What was it?
Intervention, probably.
Yeah. I had a different word for it. Let me just look at it carefully, because I want to use this well. But so that's where I look. I call it a leverage practice. To start with a leverage practice. So it's not just, I think the simple act of standing is the beginning of everything. So, and it's from vertical or sedentary, which are the two most common masturbatory positions, to standing, which demands certain behaviors like balance. And you have to pay attention to certain things in your body. You can't lose yourself, and people do forget balance and all this. I've been watching porn about people guys getting blowjobs, and they'll start to get a blowjob, and then they'll want to lean against something or sit down, because it takes. If you just stand, you have to balance yourself while you're getting a blowjob. So it's a leverage practice in that a small, really small behavior of standing produces amazing results in. So that's the first place I go, and there's several places out of there, but one of the reasons I start there is porn is an activity, and there's a rhythm in sex. And I have now been, one of my main kind of metaphors for my main teaching is that masturbation, sex, all this, we have a rhythm. There's rhythms in this. And a rhythm means that different parts of our body, if it's a really integrated rhythm, are moving, are involved together, our breath, our movement. So when we stand, we can naturally get into a rhythm with movement that we can't when we're lying down or sitting down. And so to be aware that sex is a rhythm, that you're inhibiting it when lying down, which I kind of call a lot of porn is lazy, non-movement orgasms. So standing is the first thing. And the main emphasis of standing is there is the potential and the invitation to move. And very few people can stand and masturbate to porn and not move naturally. Mm-hmm. So that's my beginning. I don't know if that's... And I don't know if this is...
Is there a category... Maybe just without going into so much depth, what are the high points? If I were saying this is a trajectory that's unfolding over... Yeah. What are the high points? So the first one is standing, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do that, and then we do that.
Mm-hmm. So what I haven't worked out, and I'm going to answer your question, but is the high points are different for different goals. So if somebody wants to use this to learn specific sexual skills, but just as a practice to see where it goes, to develop, like yoga, without, I'm going to do it because we'll see where this takes me, this after standing, it's in this rhythm of your body. How is your breath involved with this rhythm?
Okay, the standing breath.
The second place I usually go right away is, because of porn, is where is your attention? And can you play with attention? Your attention's in the porn, and my suggestion is every few minutes to stop attention to the porn and bring attention to here. What's going on in your body? A body scan for 5 breaths. That's my thing. Just 5 breaths. You can stop the porn. So it's placement of attention. And the idea is in the whole porn process, I call it a pendulum. You're bringing your attention from the porn. You can stop the porn and you pay attention to your body for a bit. And then go back. And so the integration of breath and various movement and various other awarenesses, anal, touch, self-touch, are added in here as part of the standing or part of the attention. But as far as as you're talking big movements, I think it's stand, placement of attention, where you're placing your attention, which is important because of the porn is you helped me once with the core process of porn, the core process was to grab our attention.
Okay.
And arouse, but to grab our attention. Well, if it grabs our attention's not here. So that's where I got this back and forth. Mm-hmm. So one is standing, one is that you get to choose at times, which means there's an act. I believe freedom is choosing, where we get the freedom to choose where to place our attention. Okay. And let me think just a minute. So now we're talking about porn yoga as a process. I see the beginning of this, like any yoga or anything, is awkward or clunky, and you're looking for the integration of various parts of yourself, like, as I say, self-touch, breathing, sound, anal, awareness, all this. But it's all kind of clunky, and you're looking to get to flow, where this is the dance, the real movement, the rhythm becomes flow, where you're just in it, and that flow is quite. I think that flow carries over. That's a great, important place that you can get to flow in a high erotic state where you're playing with arousal. And so where I go, 2 other places I go here is how long is the decision to play in a certain realm. Mm-hmm. So you get arousal to a certain place, and you're learning in that flow to play and enjoy and pass time. So it's just learning play. And the last stage, so I have 3 stages actually of porn yoga. One is learning these methods, standing and all this, trying them out. The second is flow, and the third I call follow your bliss. And that is, once you've learned to play, where are you going to go with this? Play doesn't go anywhere necessarily, but what I find is, what I've seen in people I've been coaching, is there's a next step for them. So one guy, for example, I think I've told you this, is an artist, and he was in such a great state when he's masturbating and doing this that he put his chalk, and I've got videos of him doing this, doing artwork. He'd look at the porn, and he's doing drawings while he's masturbating. He's fucking the fleshlight at the same time. So this is the third stage. He's gone through these. You called it follow your bliss. So in other words, you're now at a stage where you're in this. It can be, you can do self-work. You can be focused on a partner. Several people, when they're in this stage, they go right into partner engagement. I'm in love with this person, and they're watching porn, but their partner's there with them.